Shut up and sit down.
All right. Danny Vegas time. Danny Vegas world. Segment 3, meat and potatoes of the show. As I have told you before, we are doing a special podcast episode. Just today. Because we're just trying to create some audio content. Because I'm a marketing guy. I believe marketing is distribution of a message, and distribution is the key word. So we're going to create some audio content today with our board guy, Joe Gamble. Joe Gamble. Bill Gamble's down in Hollywood. And Joe Gamble's on the board today. So we're creating some audio content. And then I'm going to play around with that over the next few weeks and see what we can do, see where we can place it, etc., etc. And that's what we're doing. So we're in segment 3 today. And, of course, we talked about in the first segment. Let's go back in time. We talked about in the first segment sponsors. We're sponsored, of course, by Las Vegas Women's Magazine. If you want to have a conversation with women in this town, you have to go to Las Vegas Women's Magazine. See my friend Ruth Lauber, Tammy Grable. Those are the key big guns at the Las Vegas Women's Magazine. And then, of course, Woods Family Sandwiches. Let me tell you about this place. If you're in the Henderson area, you need to go down Gibson. You need to take a right or a left, doesn't matter, on American Pacific, drive about 200 yards, and 931 American Pacific, there is this sandwich shop that you will die for. It is unbelievable. You will love it. Woods Family Sandwiches, Boar's Head meats, soups, salads. They do party platters. They do box lunches. They do kids' lunches. I'm telling you. You heard it here first. Because you're going to start seeing them everywhere eventually. In fact, there's a little something in the works now that I'm not going to talk about right now. Not going to talk about it. But good things are happening at Woods Family Sandwiches. Now, y'all know, I say it every week. Don't spend $10,000 for a bottle of vodka at one of these nightclubs. Come down here, spend $20 at the Gene Woods Racing Experience. That's right. The Gene Woods Racing Experience. It is one of the top tourist attractions in Las Vegas. This is a place you can bring your buddies. This is a place you can bring your girlfriend. Ladies, this is a place you can bring your boyfriend. You can bring your husband. You can bring your family. This is a place where you can have a good time, and it's not going to break the bank. Great place. Google it. Look it up. Whatever you got to do, come visit. They also do big groups. You can buy the place out. It's great. Gene Woods Racing Experience. Now, I have a question for you, the listening audience, where you're listening live, worldwide, or maybe you're listening to a segment of this on YouTube a year from now. I have a question for you. Now, let me set this up. Let me set it up. A couple weeks ago, we got into this conversation. And I caught a lot of heat. Not Bill O'Reilly heat, but I caught a little bit of heat. I said, gentlemen, maybe you shouldn't be on them dating sites. Because they do seem to be an area or an entity that just puts you in a position of somewhat drama. I hear every lady say it. I hear every one. Not just once in a while. I hear them say it all the time. That the guys on dating sites are all a bunch of goofs and they just lie about their picture and they're really not who they say they are and they're just all over the place and, they're not what you think. I don't know. I don't consider myself one of those guys. Am I one of those guys? So my question is, if you don't think you're that, if you don't think you're like what all these women are talking about, you know what they say. If you're at a poker table and you're looking around and you're thinking, wow, who's the fish here? Guess what? It's you. So if you don't think you're one of these guys that the women tend to throw poison on all the time when they talk about these dating sites, my question is, why are you on it? Are you there because it's just a lazy way to fish? Are you there because you can have 50 lines in the water at the same time? Are you there because, it's kind of like, hey, I got game. And instead of focusing my game at one happy hour, I can focus my game on 50 happy hours. Is that what you're doing? Because, I don't get it. I would think, and I always say this, every guy got to have an angle. Every guy, you got to have something to kind of give yourself some game. You got to have something that kind of makes you stand apart from all the other goofballs in town, right? Right? So why would you put yourself in a position where every time someone looks at you, they automatically think, oh, it's too good to be true. Oh, he's not that. Oh, he's this. Why would you put yourself in that position? So that's why I wanted to kind of re-elaborate. Maybe it's time. Maybe. You got to go back to the way you did it before. Go back the way you used to meet ladies in the past. One at a time. Try one. Then if that doesn't work out, maybe try another. To work your way in to some type of relationship, if that's what you're looking for. I don't think this having 50 lines in the water at the same time, I don't think that's good, man. Because I just think maybe you're the guy they're talking about. I have a lot of lady friends. Lots of lady friends. And they all say the same thing. All of them. Man, those guys on those dating sites are just the worst. Why would you put yourself in that club? It's just a question. when I put that out 2 weeks ago, I didn't have guys yelling at me. I had women yelling at me. I don't know. Maybe they took it personal. Maybe it's kind of like, hey, maybe they feel the same way. It's like, hey, why? I could have 50 lines in the water too. I don't know. I don't talk to men that much about dating sites. I'm really not in that conversation. I don't know what their experience is. I think men tend to think differently about that stuff than women. I think, hate to say it, but I do think they think differently. We're taught different things at different ages. So we can get into that. So very interesting. So I would tell my buddies, just try it. Take 2017. Just take the rest of the year off. Try not to be on a dating site. See what happens. You know what? I will tell you something. You're probably going to have to work a little harder. You're probably going to have to sharpen that game up a little bit. You're probably going to have to be like, you know what? Maybe I know I'm 220 pounds and I'm saying that I'm 198. Maybe I need to get down to 198. Maybe, you think? Yeah. In other words, sharpen up your game, man. Go get a haircut. Go get some nice clothes. Go old school. See what happens. Try it. 2017. Gentlemen, especially if you're 45 and up. Come on, guys. You know how to meet girls. You did it back in the old days. There were no phones. There were none of this stuff. You just, you sharpened up your lines and you did your best. It seemed to work just fine. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that subject. I wanted to revisit it because we got so much heat on that. So we'll be back for the last segment of the Danny Vegas Live special podcast show. Like I said, I want to create some content. We'll be back. Segment 4 right after this.